For most of human history, we treated life as an exception, a fragile accident, a rare spark flickering against an otherwise lifeless universe. Earth felt special not because we studied it carefully, but because it was the only place we knew. When you stand on solid ground and look up at the night sky, the universe appears silent, cold and empty. Stars burn quietly, planets drift without sound, nothing answers back. And so for centuries we assumed life must be rare, perhaps even unique, a single lucky roll of cosmic dice. But modern science tells a quieter, more unsettling story. Life does not begin on Earth, life begins in stars. Long before the first cell divided in Earth's ancient oceans, the universe was already preparing the ingredients. Hydrogen fused into helium, stars aged, burned, collapsed. In their deaths they forged carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, the elemental grammar of biology. Supernovae scattered these elements across galaxies like seeds in cosmic soil. Every atom in your body has passed through stars. This alone changes the question. Life is not something Earth invented. Earth assembled it, and Earth is not unique in having the tools. Astronomers now know that planets are not rare accidents orbiting a few lucky stars. They are everywhere, more planets than stars. Rocky worlds, ocean worlds, ice worlds, worlds with thick atmospheres, thin atmospheres, strange chemistry, crushing gravity, endless night, endless day. The universe is not a desert with one oasis. It is a landscape filled with possibilities. Water, once thought precious and scarce, turns out to be common. Frozen oceans hide beneath the crusts of moons. Water vapor floats in interstellar clouds. Organic molecules drift between stars. Amino acids form naturally in space, without planets, without life, without intention. Chemistry does not wait for permission. Given time and energy, matter organizes. This is the first quiet truth. Life is not a miracle event, it is a process. On Earth, life emerged not because conditions were perfect, but because conditions were persistent. For hundreds of millions of years, chemistry experimented. Molecules formed, broke, reformed. Structures that survived stayed. Structures that didn't vanished. No plan, no goal, just selection through stability. And eventually, complexity crossed a threshold. Not suddenly, not dramatically, but gradually. Self-replicating molecules appeared, then membranes, then metabolism, then information storage, then cells, then cooperation, then multicellular life, then nervous systems, then brains capable of modeling the world. At no point did the universe decide to create life. Life simply kept working. This matters deeply when we ask about alien consciousness. Because if life arises from chemistry plus time, and if chemistry plus time exists everywhere, then the universe is not hostile to life, it is compatible with it. Earth is not proof that life is rare. Earth is proof that life is possible. And possibility, in a universe this large, becomes probability. But here is where the idea becomes even more subtle. Life does not need to look like us. We often imagine aliens as variations on humans. Different skin, larger eyes, strange limbs, because our imagination is constrained by biology we know. But Earth itself already disproves this narrow view. On this one planet, life has learned to exist in boiling acid pools, crushing ocean depths, radioactive zones, frozen deserts, oxygen-free environments. Some organisms see light we cannot see. Some navigate using magnetic fields. Some think without brains. Some coordinate as colonies rather than individuals. Consciousness on Earth is already diverse. Human consciousness is just one solution. This reframes the question. Instead of asking, are there aliens like us, we ask, what other solutions has the universe found? Life elsewhere might not build civilizations. It might not use tools. It might not communicate. It might simply experience. Awareness does not require technology. It requires sensitivity. And sensitivity evolves wherever interaction matters. On Earth, awareness expanded because it helped organisms survive, to detect threats, opportunities, patterns. But awareness does not have to be fast, verbal, or emotional like ours. It can be slow, distributed, collective, rhythmic, geological in scale. Imagine a consciousness shaped by tides instead of seconds, by pressure instead of sound, by chemical gradients instead of vision. These would not be inferior minds, they would be incomprehensible minds, and incomprehensibility often feels like absence. Which brings us to a common misunderstanding. When we say the universe appears silent, we assume silence means emptiness, but silence may simply mean mismatch, signals not designed for us, timescales not aligned with ours, awareness unfolding too slowly, too subtly, or too differently to register. Ants do not understand highways, trees do not perceive radio waves, humans may not recognize alien minds even if they exist nearby. Because we are tuned to human-scale intelligence. We listen for language, we look for technology, we search for mirrors. But consciousness does not owe us familiarity. If alien awareness exists, it may not announce itself, it may not broadcast, it may not expand outward, it may be content to exist locally, cyclically, quietly. Life does not aim for domination, it aims for persistence, and persistence does not require being noticed. The universe has had nearly 14 billion years to explore variations of matter, energy, and organization. Earth is a single data point, precious, yes, but not definitive. When we treat life as a miracle, we make ourselves fragile, alone, exceptional in a way that isolates us. When we treat life as a process, something changes. We become participants, not anomalies. We stop asking whether the universe allows consciousness and start recognizing that consciousness may be one of the universe's natural expressions, emerging wherever complexity stabilizes long enough to reflect. This does not diminish humanity, it contextualizes us. If alien consciousness exists, it does not replace us, it does not judge us, it does not compete with us. It simply means the universe is capable of more viewpoints than one. More ways to feel time, more ways to experience matter, more ways to be aware. And that is not threatening, it is humbling, because the deeper truth is this: we were never meant to be the universe's only witness. We are one lens, one expression. One experiment in awareness unfolding on a small planet around an ordinary star, and yet, within us, the universe looks back at itself. If that happened once, it can happen again, not because the universe planned it, but because the universe allows it. Life is not a miracle interrupting cosmic law. Life is what cosmic law does when given time. When we imagine consciousness beyond Earth, we almost always begin with ourselves. We picture eyes, faces, voices, thoughts shaped like language. This is not because consciousness requires these things, but because imagination borrows from familiarity. The human mind uses itself as a template and then stretches it slightly, like clay pulled into new shapes but never fully released. Yet Earth itself quietly contradicts this bias. On this single planet, consciousness already wears many forms, and none of them are obligated to resemble us. Some creatures navigate without sight, some remember without narrative. Some decide without emotion. Some act without individuality. Some sense the world through vibrations, chemicals, magnetic fields, electrical signals, realities humans barely notice. Human consciousness is not the definition of awareness. It is one version, a narrow slice of what awareness can be. When we say consciousness, we often mean self-awareness, the ability to reflect, narrate, and recognize oneself as an entity across time. But consciousness does not begin there. It begins with sensitivity, with responsiveness, with the ability to be affected by the world and adjust accordingly. A bacterium responds to gradients, a plant responds to light and gravity, an octopus responds with distributed intelligence across its body, a human responds with symbolic thought and memory. Each is aware but differently, and difference is the key. Alien consciousness, if it exists, would not be a variation of human psychology. It would be shaped by entirely different constraints. Different senses, different environments, different evolutionary pressures, different meanings of survival. A mind born under constant darkness would not prioritize vision. A mind formed in an ocean world might experience reality as pressure and flow rather than objects and boundaries. A mind evolving in thick atmospheres might perceive gradients instead of distances. A collective organism might never develop individuality at all. To such a consciousness, the idea of a single self might be incomprehensible. We assume intelligence means separation, one mind, one body, one perspective. But Earth already hosts examples of distributed awareness, colonies that behave like unified organisms, neural systems spread across bodies. Decision-making without central command. Human intelligence is centralized. Alien intelligence may not be, and this is where misunderstanding begins. We look for aliens that think like us, because that's what we can recognize.